brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? 'Cause that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking host, the good old boys. Suds, Suds, Suds. It's time for more Suds.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Suds segment, where good beer meets very bad radio. I'm your hostess, good old gal Julieanna, and with me today are good old boy Dave.
Yeah, I'll get with you in a minute. Hold on, I'm doing stuff.
Okay. Good old boy Matt. Good old boy Kendall.
Hey everybody, good to be here.
Thank you for decent opening lines. And good old boy Sparky.
I'm straight creaking over here.
I bet you are, dear. Yes. Kendall and Matt both have excellent blogs. And they'll be telling us about them later in the show. Today's episode is a brewery takeover. We'll be trying several beers from Urban Family Brewing in Seattle, Washington. We don't know too much about these folks, except that they do very small, handcrafted batches and use ingredients from the Pacific Northwest as much as possible.
You just got that off the website.
I did get that off their website, and in fact it says, we are a small craft brewery located in the Magnolia neighborhood of Seattle. We brew small batch beers that are yeast-driven and inspired by French and Belgian farmhouses.
He's got you there.
Yeah, most of the time we can barely get him to put his headphones on correctly.
Remember that one time we turned Dave's mic off and convinced him he'd gone deaf, but only to the sound of his own voice?
Okay, if this is you guys sticking up for me, can you please stop? Yes, I dropped the ball. What else is new? Blah, blah, blah. We got 9 beers and an hour to kill. What should we do?
Drink! Okay, good call. Matt, why don't you read off the list of the great beers that we're going to drink today?
Sure, here's the lineup. Through the Eyes of Babes, Crimson Fawn, Voices Underground, Apricot Love, Magnolia Redux, More with Honey, Signs of Erosion, Kriek, Lady of the Night.
Cool. Good old boy Sparky, why don't you do some Suds ratings for us?
We'll be discussing and ratings these beers with these Suds ratings, plus our signature belching sounds. Here are those ratings now. 1. That sucks. Give me anything but a bud. 2. Was that a belch? 3. Ah, what a relief. 4. A body should really not make that sound.
It's getting real up in here.
5. Listen to that hang time. Give me another.
I was committing to the part.
Yeah, it was good, man. You're like a method belcher. You really just like got into the character and owned it. Why do we even have a soundboard? We have a Dave.
You know, I'm wondering that myself.
I know.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
So you trade him out for a soundboard? No, we'll discuss this later. No, later.
It's a whole separate episode.
I know, that's another episode.
Soundboard doesn't come with accompanying smells. I think that's the difference.
Oh, my God.
Oh, where is the scratch and sniff when you need it?
Hey, we have that aroma kit, right?
We do. Wow. Okay. Good old boy Dave, why don't you start us off with our first beer from Urban Family? The beer would be called Through the Eyes of Babes.
Yeah, Through the Eyes of Babes is a beer from Urban Family Brewing.
It is primarily fermented with 100% blend of Brettanomyces and dry hopped with Hazaka hops. It is 6.89% ABV.
Man, those Hazakas. You know what? you think you know them, and then they come out, and they get all up in this beer, and they taste like this. I don't even know what I'm saying. I forgot what I didn't put my notes in here.
What did you think of this beer?
I really liked it. I gave it a 4. Matt, save me, Matt.
There will be no saving of you over here. In fact, I might need some help myself. We have a lot of farmhouse ales, and this is probably the strongest one that we have. 689, I think it might be. I have a hard time differentiating some of them, so I will have to yield some expertise over here to Kendall, but I gave it a 4.
Good old boy, Kendall. What'd you think of this beer?
I enjoyed this beer. And being a Brett fermented beer, it doesn't have the characters you get with some of the Brett aged beers, which are normally fermented with Saccharomyces first and then funkied up with Brett. When you ferment with Brett, you don't get some of those characters sometimes. It's crisp, it's clean, it's almost like a Saison. I got a little bit of peppery notes out of it. And it was kind of citrusy, even a like sharpness, but in a good way, like just really crisp and bright. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a 4.
Good old boy, Sparky.
I usually love this style. Big fan. But for some reason, I just didn't care for this one. This is probably my least favorite. Yeah, I know, right? Sorry.
One in every
Sorry
crowd.
to be Captain Buzzkill. But yeah, I think I'd have to give it a 3 overall. I just didn't think it was very balanced.
It is getting way real up in here.
Echo. I thought this was a little creamy, and maybe it was because that I got the last of the bottle. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Yeah, I got the stuff. The breadiness part of it, I really enjoyed. There was some citrusiness, and there was, I got the pepperiness too, but I got a creaminess at the end, and I don't know if that was just because it was the end of the bottle for me. But as an introduction to Urban Family, I thought it was pretty cool, and I gave it a 4.
Nice.
Up next is the Crimson Fawn. Good old boy, Matt.
So this, from the label, it's a sour farmhouse ale with blood oranges. And it's a 6.5 ABV. And it's funny how blood oranges is one of my all-time favorite adjuncts. It seems to go well in almost any beer style that I've ever had it in. Even though a lot of them have been IPAs, I've really enjoyed them. Go ahead.
Have you had that new Berliner Weiss from Yazoo? They've got
yes, I just had it on Friday. It's very nice.
Isn't it?
It's very nice.
Suck factor is low.
It's very good.
Little bit
blood orangey.
Yes, it's a little. It's just a little bit
expensive.
Oh, come on! It's $1 cheaper a bottle this year. They're passing the savings on to us. Brandon Jones has got to pay for college. Come on. Well, for his kids.
Kid, maybe.
His kids.
His grandkids.
He's college. Hey, there's unicorn tears in every one of those bottles, sir. I'll have you know.
There is. So, Matt, what did you think of this beer?
I don't want to get kicked off the show for giving a 0.5. Unlike last time. So
Mike's going to come down here and kill us all.
I'm going to give it a 5.
Whoa!
I think he might have liked it.
Maybe.
Wow. Good old boy, Kendall. What'd you think?
I enjoyed it as well. Not that level, but it has a nice funk to it. And I like what the blood orange does. And to me, it's a solid 4.
Good old boy, Sparky.
I didn't realize it was blood orange, and I was like, I didn't read the label, so
what kind of blood do you think it was?
I just got the name, the blood of the eyes of children, because that was the previous.
That's the taste. That's the taste.
It got awfully Old Testament up ends. Just saying, shalom, my people. But anyway, no, I couldn't. I didn't know the fruit, but I knew there was something, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. But I enjoyed this one. This one's quite excellent to me. I'd have to go to 4.
Julieanna,
what a beautiful color! First and foremost, the color of this beer is absolutely stunning, and I'm raising my glass up to Urban Family. Second of all, it's a very delicate beer to me. Blood orange can be kind of sharp. I've had it in some Berliner Weisses in previous experiences, and the blood orange is kind of sharp compared to the base beer, but this one is very delicately balanced, and I'm really enjoying this beer. And I'm going to echo Matt on this one and give this a 5.
What have you had it in that you didn't like? What have you had blood orange in that you didn't like?
It's not that I didn't like it.
As much.
It's just that, okay, so the Anderson Valley blood orange,
I don't know.
Goza
Okay.
was very sharp. The blood orange in itself was very sharp. It was like almost...
Oh, what about that blood orange milk stout we had?
What?
I'm just kidding.
Actually, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. You know, like the chocolate oranges you get at Christmas?
Yeah.
That blood orange...
There's already a beer out there like that, isn't
like
there?
a blood orange
There's a
chocolate milk stout?
There's a chocolate
Yeah,
orange
there's
beer out
chocolate
there.
orange stouts.
That would be fantastic.
I couldn't think of any other style of beer that would be like, people like, blood orange in this.
Lager.
And that's a Funky Buddha beer waiting to happen.
Actually, I've had a blood orange
Do you know
lager.
what you call a blood
and
orange
it's-
lager? Blogger.
Boo.
Pull my microphone.
Wow.
Anyways,
Hey, nobody's pulling your cord, buddy.
this was not pithy, and it was just very delicate, and I really enjoyed
show,
it. I
folks.
enjoyed this
Third
beer.
show.
So, Matt, I'm with you.
Love it.
We'll be back in just a minute, folks, after this brief episode break.
Rolling clouds and crashing surf. Here at descent dunes reflecting by the light of a rising, glowing moon. Seashore mesmerizing, night breeze hypnotizing. We've come across these back roads none too soon. Look to the left, to the right. Keep your eyes on the road, my darling. Wondering if we're only passing through. Open roads and open windows. My hand is yours forever, sweet love.
Welcome back, everyone. We are doing a brewery takeover from Urban Family in Seattle, Washington. Yay. And we are talking about the Crimson Fawn. Good old boy Dave, what did you think of this beer?
Well, I've had a lot of venison in my day. Eating a lot of baby deer.
Is that roadkill, or did you legitimately hunt it down? How did that work exactly?
Ran them over.
I stalked them.
Okay, with your Subaru or with a
Winchester.
I'm known for my stalking abilities.
Well, I know.
I think I got Julieanna.
I was gonna say.
Anywho, I got weird all of a sudden.
Too late.
It really
It's
did.
too late for that.
Yeah.
No, but
turn the air conditioning. Got a little creepy up ends.
Smells a little bit like sadness. I really like this beer. I thought it had a great aroma, and it was a very funky, kind of cool beer. And I think people would really enjoy drinking it. I'm not people, so I don't know for sure, but I think people would like it. So I gave it a 4.
It's a rambling 4.
Thank you,
a
non-people
rambler.
person, whatever. Good old boy Kendall, what beer are you?
Wait,
gonna
hold
talk-
on. I have
What?
to see what this button does.
It's my favorite, the swing line.
Okay.
It's my favorite, the swing line.
I did. There were 2 squirrels.
That's the
and
wrong.
they were married,
That's the wrong
and they
brewery,
said
man.
I had a great dude.
I
I
just
could see
needed.
them.
I
The
couldn't tell what
squirrels,
it
and they were-
was. I needed to know what that was.
Just keep doing it and see if you figure out.
Okay. Good old boy Kendall, what are you going to talk about now, dear?
That's the Voices Underground.
Voices.
So,
I know, dude. I was thinking the same thing.
before
You
I
guys
read,
should be married.
before I read the description of this, my tasting notes were this is a very soft saison, and soft was the key word because you know how some of the saisons are really crisp and dry and just right there.
Yeah.
But this one just kind of mellowed out in my mouth.
I bet it did. I bet it did.
So the description
He's
of
a
this,
lucky fellow.
I did not read the description until now. It's a classic saison brewed with 5 grains, which explains that if they put something like some oats or some
got some
wheat in there,
quinoa in there?
really
Spelt.
maybe some spelt. But it's hopped entirely with a beautiful and inexorable cascade hop, which makes sense. I was getting some of that citrus
Cascade,
from it.
yeah, that's a great
It's
hop.
fermented with the house mutate perpetuous yeast and
what
bread
that
culture.
means.
With you should expect fresh orchard apples, flowers, black pepper, and slightly tart fermenting fruit notes. And I was getting some of that peppery tartness I expect from a saison.
Yeah.
But I was surprised by just how smooth it was and just a wonderful creamy mouthfeel.
It's a soft finish on it.
Very. And to me, this was just a fantastic saison. It's a 5.
Good old boy Sparky, what'd you think of this beer?
Yeah, I think it would have been a lot more interesting if I'd actually read up on the beers before. Because, you drink it and you're like, man, what's going on here? There's definitely a saison, but where are we going with all this? No, I enjoyed it as well. Again, it was definitely more subtle and not as pronounced as some of the others in their portfolio that we tried. I would have to give it a 4. I thought it was pretty solid.
Julia.
If yoga lovers had a beer, I think this would be it. I know this sounds really cheesy, but this is just, it's so mellow. It's so smooth.
I love yogurt.
I like Greek yogurt.
Me too.
With the fruit at the bottom. Do you like
Sometimes
that?
I'm like eating this stuff and I'm like, this can't be yogurt.
I know, right? How can it be good for you?
I know.
But it's kind of tangy, but then it's got sweetness too.
That's true.
Does it melt in your mouth?
If you leave it there long enough.
No, but seriously, folks. No, this is just, it's so smooth. There's just a hint of floralness in it. It's kind of creamy. It's like an early morning after a meditation kind of beer, if that would make any sense whatsoever. Like, I could totally see everyone in Seattle drinking this for breakfast because it's low ABV.
They're a bunch of drunks.
It's not, no. It's just a beautiful awakening beer. I don't know why.
That belongs on the label.
Yeah, namaste.
Maybe.
Namaste, fools.
No, but it really is. I mean, it's very, very...
I was thinking that, but I didn't say it because there's children, Dave. There's children.
Hopefully not listening.
I hope not.
Well, they're probably drinking this beer, so they're probably mellowed out. They're okay.
So maybe the voices underground are chanting. I don't know, but it's a beautiful, beautiful beer. And I give this a solid 4.
So, Voices Underground is probably either people in the subway or buried alive.
Could be zombies.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think of that.
Yes.
Oh, wow. What if they were trapped in a mine? That's pretty... Yeah, that happens.
That's what inspired this beer, actually.
Wait, where's this brewery from?
West Virginia.
There you go.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Mining country.
What are they mining in Seattle?
The coffee.
Coffee beans. It's true.
Yeah.
That's actually...
You gotta dig them out.
Yeah.
You gotta dig hard, dig deep, baby.
Emeralds, maybe?
Drill,
Aren't they
baby,
the
drill.
Emerald City.
That's right. Go deep. That's what they say.
Where's the cricket sound? Where's the cricket sound?
Banned once again.
Oh, I don't...
We're
Is
never...
there a sound for where I'm shifting uncomfortably from ass cheek to ass cheek in the silence? Because that needs to be a sound.
I gotta have more cowbell.
Is that
Close enough.
it? Where were we?
What's your rating?
Oh, yeah. 4.
Is there a third show disclaimer button?
Good old boy Matt, what did you think of this beer?
I like it, and I really don't have anything prepared, so I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
Obviously, I didn't have anything prepared.
Clearly
Didn't stop
not.
me. So.
Good old boy Sparky. Let's talk about a beer.
Let's.
Shall we talk about Apricot Love?
I think we shall.
Ooh, that sounds dirty.
So, Apricot Love, which, is there information about?
Is that kind of like Muskrat Love? Wouldn't that?
I think so. Did I?
It is Urban Family's declaration of love for beer and apricots, and it is 6.3% ABV. So,
Well,
tell us what you thought about this apricot love.
I definitely noticed there was some apricot flavor in this beer.
You picked up on that?
I know. Like, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure there was like apricot residue in my mouth. It was almost like pulpy afterwards, and that's not a bad thing, huh?
Is that what that was?
It was.
Oh,
But,
easy.
I'm going to give our listeners at home a sound effect.
Give him a little treat. Give him a little treat, Sparky. Oh, yeah. That's happening. That is happening right now.
Ratings are going through the roof.
Man. No, I love the flavors of I love the flavor of apricot. I got the fruitiness, almost pulpy. You can almost chew on the apricots in that. I don't think I've had an apricot beer with that much, like tangible fruit in it. And I thought it was I enjoyed it. I thought it was quite nice. I guess I'm in a fruit place right now. I'm kind of fruity, I'm told. But I'd have to give this a 4. I really enjoyed it quite a bit.
Julieanna.
This beer, again, kind of like surprised me because I've had a few...
Did you not expect it to be in your glass?
No. What I meant is sometimes the apricot flavor is kind of overwhelming and then you don't get a backbone to it. This one, again, was so delicate, and I'm wondering if it's the type of Brett that they're using on this.
It's very possible, yeah.
Their house yeast, because again, this is such a delicate beer.
They actually, I did some reading on this. They actually cultivate some of their yeast samples from hipsters, the local native hipsters. They've been collecting yeast strains from them.
Do they get it from the beard or the skinny jeans?
No. It's only ironic mustaches. They're very specific.
From the outer curl.
Yeah, it has to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's tough sometimes because the mustache wax can really
it can
with
inhibit
process
the growth.
True story.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my take on this is that it is it's a beautiful apricot aroma. It is very, again, it's very creamy, and I hate to use the word creamy on so many of these beers so far.
So
but
you said it was creamy?
Yes, it is.
Say creamy again.
Giggity.
It is, though. It's just such
It's what?
It's another delicate beer.
Creamy. What was that?
I'm giving this a 4.
A creamy 4.
Good old boy Dave, what do you think of this beer?
Well, beer, and more precisely funky and sour beers, are the only application I think apricots were ever intended for. I have yet to find any use for apricots other than to flavor sour and funky beers.
What about an apricot wheat?
No.
What about throwing at people?
Only if they're sour.
Only if they're standing in front of a funky beer so that it can go. If you miss them, it will go into them. Yeah.
All right.
Waft.
It's nothing like a good apricot fight.
Ooh. Could be a YouTube
That
video.
happens in Oregon pretty regularly.
It's coming.
Portlandia.
But I love this beer. I think this is probably my favorite of the flight. Because when people do use apricot correctly in these kinds of beers, I think it really accentuates the flavor and it makes an amazing beer. I'm going to give this one a 5.
Wow. Good old boy Matt, what did you think of this beer?
I found myself really enjoying a lot of fruit beers lately. And that's not everybody's peach or apricot.
Nice.
But one of my favorite
relatively local ones is the Damascene Apricot Sour from Tin Man.
I love that stuff.
So I love that more than almost anything else that has an apricot in it.
Who's that from?
Tin Man.
Tin Man in
Brewing.
Evansville.
Oh, yeah,
man.
yeah.
So
and
I
it comes in cans, and it's so good. It's like the beer of summer.
I compare this to that, and this is not that. This is not very peachy. It's not very sour, and I feel like that one blows this one away. However, this one is good, but it's not Tin Man good. So I'll give it a 4. What? You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, I mean, I just think they're very different because,
Very
Very different.
yeah, but I mean, I can crush cans of Damascene all day long. That stuff is, God, I love that stuff.
It's incredibly
I
tasty.
haven't had
It
that.
is.
I need to try that.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this
Comes
is
not
tasty.
bad.
It's not incredibly tasty.
Comes in tall boys. Can be chugged.
That's what
in
I
talls
like.
by people.
Can it be shotgunned by
Excellent
people
beer
named
for
Sparky?
shotgun.
Perhaps. If the right parameters are set up.
Kendall, how did you like this beer?
I thought we were talking about shotgunning Damascene, but I'll talk
Well,
about
okay.
this one.
Wait, finish the story. I want to hear the
Yeah.
story. Please
No, I'm
do.
just saying, if you're going to shotgun a sour beer, that's the one to do it. But this one, the Apricot Love, beautiful beer. Soft, delicate. I like what Julieanna said about it. I really enjoyed it. The apricot is perfect. Not too sharp, but not too subdued. It's a 4.
Cool. Next, good old boy Dave will be
What?
talking
Oh.
about the Magnolia Redux.
Oh, the ducks. So I didn't get a lot of ducks out of this one. I'm just kidding, everybody. So
it's
there
not.
was a beer that Urban Family did that was called Magnolia that's actually retired. So this is sort of a dry hopped farmhouse revisitation on that beer. It's got Amarillo and Mosaic hops, and it is 6.5% ABV. And this is me sipping on it. Oh man, that's good. Of all the beers that Urban Family's done, this one reminds me the most of a Crooked Stave beer. There's something about this, the Brett funkiness of it, combined with the hops, that creates this really balanced, kind of funky, cool beer that I really like. I think this is a really cool sipping beer that people could really enjoy. Again, I'm not people, but if I were people, this is what I would like to sip on. So I would give this one... Why are you looking at me like that? No. What? You thought it was people? Oh,
Soylent Green is people.
that's true.
What they say.
Yeah.
That would make a good beer, too.
It's already been done.
I think it has.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. They took hipsters and they ground them up and true thing.
Well, I heard
Is that where hipster repellent name comes from?
That's actually where they come
nice. I like
Oh,
that. Yeah.
Well, I thought that beard beer. Remember that one?
Oh, that's Rogue. That is
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah, that was kind of gross. Yeah, you had to pull it out.
I just realized I'm the only non-bearded man here at this.
Kinda scary.
I kind of feel like
You can-
one
you-
of us.
You can work on that.
Yeah, I did it actually. I dressed up as
someday,
a hipster.
Someday you'll grow, and
Yeah.
you're
Now that you're in
Someday.
you're in the beer business.
Yeah, it's true.
You need a beard.
someday your
I didn't have chest
Mandatory.
hair before drinking beer, but
There you go.
someday your man parts will form, and
That's
then
true.
you'll be able to grow a beard.
Well, my other testicle drop, is that gonna happen?
was that the third one?
Yeah, the third one.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, you're ready.
I am. Let's do it. Now I just wait for my voice to change. I don't.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
You were going to
Magnolia.
give your rating on this?
Oh yes, I'll give this a 4.
Good old boy Matt, what did you think of this beer?
He didn't like it. It didn't come from a barrel, so he ain't gonna like it.
This is true. 6.5 ABV. It's dry hopped farmhouse ale. It's not really super hoppy, so that part I do like. I don't really know what else to say. I give it a 4.
Good old boy Kendall, what'd you think?
I see where Dave is coming from. That it is reminiscent of some of the dry hop stuff Crooked Stave did.
Yeah.
Yep.
But not as well executed. And I think it's overall it's a good beer. I like what they did with the dry hopping with Amarillo and the Mosaic. Gives a little fruity,
But that's a high-
citrusy character.
That's a high thing to live up to, too.
Yeah, it's a solid kind of a dry hop farmhouse ale, but to me, it's only a 3.
Good old boy, Sparky.
Yeah, I almost got, in addition to some of the other notes that some of you guys have mentioned, I almost got initially almost a spicy note out of it. I'm not getting that as much as it's warmed up. And again, I maybe was not as much in love with this. Maybe because Crooked Stave done spoiled us all. I'm going to have to give it a 3 as well.
Well, I got the bottom of the bottle, so
Is that the power bottom?
it is.
Okay.
The power bottom. Yeah.
Did you spank it?
Chug, 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 chug.
Here, you can try this part.
Yeah, it's fine. Hop wise, me being the bottom of the bottle, I did get a lot of hoppiness on it. Yes. So the hoppiness is there. And
that's residue, though.
But still,
No sass mouth.
no, not.
That's his wife.
But
I know, right? Don't talk
But
about
it's
her
good.
residue. Bastard.
But it is good. And, okay, unlike you guys, I thought that it was a very good execution of a dry hop beer. So I gave this a 4.
That was your voice.
That was cool, wasn't it?
Recorded.
That was actually pretty
Well,
good.
it wasn't really. Anyways. Yes.
That was...
That was
Okay.
for you, baby.
Thanks, buddy. We'll be right back with some more beers from Urban Family after this break.
But baby, the whole elation riding down this lover's avenue, as slow as a willow blows, or as fast as the whirlwind grows, we glide beneath the stars in cobalt blue. Look to the left, to the right, keep your eyes on the road, my darling, wondering if we're only passing through. Open roads and open windows, my hand is yours forever, sweet love. Our eyes ahead on these back roads with a view.
That's like a million more than me.
Welcome back, everyone. We are in the middle of a brewery takeover with Urban Family from Seattle, Washington. And now we're going to talk about more with honey. Yay?
Yeah. Less with vinegar.
Sure. Okay, so this is a farmhouse ale with honey and spices, and it is 5.9%. And initially, when I smelled it,
What'd you smell?
The aroma on it I thought was really pretty. And I guess I was just expecting a little bit more honey than what I actually got out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the spices took over. So in that sense, to me, it's a little unbalanced, but it's still a really nice farmhouse. I wish the spices were just a little less, if that makes any sense. I'm giving it a 3.
No, I agree. I thought, I kind of get this sagey kind of flavor from it, kind of very herbal. Mm-hmm. I'd like to know what kind of honey they used and what proportion they used to the other ingredients. It's very good. Let me just say this: it's a very good beer, and I enjoy drinking it. But if you laid all these beers out in front of me like in a big flight, oh wait, you kind of did. This would not be the one I would gravitate towards first. So I too would give this beer. Wait, I said 2. A 3. Yeah. Sorry, I got caught up on my numbers there.
Gotcha. Good old boy Matt, what did you think of this beer?
First day counting.
17.
Exactly.
11.5.
It gets easier when I take my shoes off.
No, not for the rest of us.
Well, I'm sorry. True.
I really wasn't sure what to expect for this. I wasn't expecting a mead, but I was expecting something a little sweeter, and this was sweeter than all the rest. But you're right; it could be a little less with the spices. I too give it a 3.
Good old boy Kendall.
I enjoyed this one. The spice I didn't pick up as much. I almost get like a little lemony tartness out of this.
There's some kind of citrusy
Yeah.
or herbal kind of thing.
And
going
that's
on
what
there.
I'm getting out
And
of
I
it.
can't, but it came across as sage to me for some reason.
I was getting, like a lemony citrus. To me, it was very rich. I enjoyed it. I might be the only one here who thought it was probably one of my favorites at the flight. It was a 4 for me.
And it may have been the name of the beer, more with honey. So you're expecting a very honey forward.
It
beer
failed to
it,
deliver on its title.
But that
marketing's
false advertising.
That honey can ferment out so much, though.
That's true.
And you can almost end up with a drier beer.
But this one didn't really come across as that dry either, though. Mm-mm. It wasn't. It didn't finish like really crisp to me. So yeah, I don't know, but whatever. Sparky,
I think I would have given this 3 when it was poured. After I'd had a little bit of time to open up and warm up, I'd have to give it a 2. I don't think it was very well balanced. I think it was just kind of the spices are like a wrecking ball on it. I definitely got the tartness. I really didn't get the sweetness of the honey so much, but it was kind of like a stampede in my mouth. That's a real
giggity
thing.
So wrecking ball. So you would say this was the Miley Cyrus.
This was it's kind of hot. It's kind of a tragedy, but you can't turn away,
and it's kind of dirty. And
you would very.
You don't really want it in your mouth.
No,
right?
No, definitely not. No,
gotcha.
It's kind of like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You just kind of gotta, can't turn away.
Where did Disney go wrong?
There's probably a story behind Mickey Mouse, so we don't know.
Sure.
And what did you give this number?
2.
He gave it a 2. Yeah. Doesn't want to put it in his mouth, so go ahead.
It's okay if you guys want to put it in your mouth.
Sure, whoever wants to.
Thank you.
I'll live vicariously through your mouths.
That's true.
Bet you will.
Okay, next up, good old boy Matt. And
what do you want to put in your mouth, Matt?
And what is your
the
beer?
next thing in my mouth is Signs of Erosion. And this
sounds like a grunge band from Seattle.
Sounds like something.
It really does.
It
sounds like something.
I'm disappointed if there's not a band out there.
Speaking of grunge bands from Seattle, have you seen the picture of the guy who was in the Nirvana Baby in the pool? He's now like 25 years old.
Oh, no.
It's amazing.
It's not the same picture,
Is he
though.
scary?
Is it?
No, he recreated the entire picture, but he's wearing a bathing suit this time.
Thank goodness.
Say it's not the same size, is it?
Yeah.
Is he chasing that for $1?
Well,
no, inflation's made it a $10 bill.
I was going to say that.
It's actually a penny now.
Yeah,
so.
probably.
He could just say that water's pretty cold.
Yeah, great,
Shrinkage.
Great grunge band.
Like a frightened turtle. Like a frightened turtle.
If you've never seen the movie Soaked in Bleach, you should totally watch it. So.
Why?
It's about Kurt Cobain, so it's really good.
Oh, okay.
And back to the beer.
Yeah.
On that downer note, thanks a lot, Dave.
Yeah.
So,
Cold
Signs of
water
Erosion.
shrinker.
That was the last thing in my mouth. And this delicate grisette highlights its noble hops and soft cereal mouthfeel. Brewed with wild yeast, it has a 4.6 ABV. So I really don't have anything written down about it. I guess I should try it again right here on the radio.
Maybe you should drink it before you talk about it. Yeah, he likes it.
No, that doesn't help.
He doesn't like it.
It doesn't help. No, I still give it a 3.
Good old boy Kendall, what'd you think of this beer?
It's the only beer of the flight that I didn't enjoy. I picked up almost a kind of phenolic aftertaste on this one, and which almost was like plasticky. And for me, that was a 2.
Good old boy Sparky.
It was almost like the beer had started to decay or erode I see what you did there. I see
No,
what
you didn't, girlfriend.
But yeah, man, this was kind of like, you know, living in your grandmother's basement and having her teach you how to play pinochle so you can be bland. That was a reference to the state.
Or your
you guys
life.
were all around in the 90s, right?
What was the word you said? Basement?
In the basement.
I thought you said basin.
Oh, basin.
He was living in his grandmother's basin. She used to wash him.
Learn how to play pinochle and make me bland. Doug doesn't do that. No, I was pretty disappointed by this. I'd have to give it a 2. It's just pretty empty and disappointing.
I'm kind of in the same camp. I've had grisettes before, and they've been a bit more flavorful than what this is. I get a lot of creaminess, but I don't get much else, if that makes any sense.
This girl loves her creaminess.
No, and I'm just, okay, for whatever reason, I'm just finding that a lot of these beers are very creamy, but this one just didn't have as much flavor as I was hoping for.
I thought you were lactose intolerant.
And I gave it a 3.
So, just so everyone who's not a farmhouse fanatic knows, grisettes, whereas saisons and farmhouse saisons were more for the farmhands in the French area of Belgium, grisettes were more brewed for the miners in that area, in the more urban areas, and they were even more wheat forward than the saisons were. I thought this was a good beer. It was a little thin. Not one of my favorites of the flight, but I would give it a 3. Putting a little knowledge on everybody.
Okay. Next up, good old boy Sparky. You want to talk about the Kriek?
The creep.
I be straight creaking all the time, guys. Now I'm a self-identified cherry slut, so this was a good choice for me. The Kriek. Our Kriek underwent 13 months of life inside barrels, playing house with our indigenous cultures. Soon after, we married this beer with over 3,000 pounds of Balaton and Montgomery cherries, allowing it to mature and harmonize. Enjoy our homage to a Belgian-style ale. 6.3 ABV.
Pound it.
You know what?
Do it. Go. Gone.
Now say what you feel.
I feel like a cherry. I thought this was a great Kriek. This is probably my favorite of all of them, which is pretty typical for me because, I mean, if it's got cherries, I'm going to go for it. It's good. It's delicious. It's funky. It's a nice balance of a little tiny bit of sweet, lots of tart, and very funky. And at the very end, you pick up a lot of the nice oakiness of the barrel, kind of chasing it. I'd have to give this a 4.
Nice. Julie?
I echo Sparky's verbiage. In terms of Krieks, I think this is one of the better Krieks that I've had in a while. Yeah. It's oaky, but the cherries are there. I like the blend of cherries that they used for this, and the funkiness that's in there. To me, this is a beautiful beer and very well executed. I give this a 4.
I would just say about this beer that if you're going to drink a Kriek alongside these other beers, you better know what you're getting into beforehand, because a lot of the others were kind of sweet and kind of, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. This one is like, boom, punch you in the mouth. Love it. It's exactly what a Kriek should be. I would give this one a 4.
Little boy Matt, what did you think of this beer?
Out of all the beers, as they were getting poured on the table, this is the one I could smell a mile away. This is the one that tasted the best out of the entire group. And I say that as being someone who loves cherries, loves beers from barrels, and loves everything about this Kriek. I give it a 5.
Nice.
And last, but certainly not least, Kendall.
It's so crisp. Cherry, tart, just wow, delicious. I enjoyed it. It's a good solid Kriek. It's a 4.
And now, our last beer of the flight, Lady of the Night.
Oh my!
Oh wow! Hey, that kind of rhymed. Good old boy Kendall.
Wow.
lead us off on this one.
The Lady of the Night, really enjoyed it. It's, let me read the description. Citra, Amarillo, and Centennial combined with Lactobacillus soured pale ale. So right there, that just sounds amazing. Yep. Those are some beautiful citrusy hops, and you get a little lacto in there to sour that up. Wow. And as it's warmed up, it's got even better.
Yeah.
To me, one of the best beers we've had all day. So bright, citrusy, delicious. It's a 5.
Sparkles.
And I think of all these, this is absolutely, this is probably I think this is the second favorite of this particular brewer. It's tart, it's funky, it's got a great nose. I mean, I could smell that funk smell all day long. And I'd have to give it a 4 as well. It's fantastic.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to the Kriek, but this one to me just was the dead winner, like right from the gate. Yeah, as I was pouring this, like the aroma overwhelmed me, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is like."
Is that why you took so long when you were pouring? You were huffing the fumes, weren't you?
She was sampling.
Truth comes out.
I know now.
Yeah. Because the thing that's interesting about this one is that you get that lacto funkiness, but you're also getting this really pretty citrus aroma too.
Oh yeah,
and it's
totally.
and it's such a nice blend because usually you get one more so than the other, and usually it's the funky that comes out, and then later you get the citrus. But these two were like fighting neck and neck, and then it's still so delicate and creamy, and
there's that word.
I know. I don't know what it is about Urban Family, but whatever.
You guys are so creamy.
Giggity.
No, but their yeast strains that they are using are just bringing about this creaminess on so many of their beers that is just very different and very
Saccharomyces
distinctive.
camellius.
I love it when you talk dirty to your wife on the air.
In Latin.
Yeah,
to all of us.
Julieanna, I get to what you're saying because lacto, with that acidic crispness, just goes so well with the citrus flavors. It's almost like they put a little lemon juice in this.
Yeah.
And it's so bright.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
exactly
almost, wondering if something like that did happen because I hate to say it, but it's like not natural, but I'm so happy whatever it was that they did because to me this is
fantastic.
It is. It's best in flight, and I absolutely love this beer, and I'm so happy that we're able to get it, and I give it a 5. Good old boy Dave, what'd you think of this beer?
I hated it. I thought this beer was terrible. It tasted like poo, and it stinks. And no, I'm just kidding. It is amazing. This beer is to me what a great sour should be because it doesn't blow up your palate. It's not overly acidic. It's crisp. There's hints of citrus. There's just a bit of funkiness to it. And it really brings all those different elements together. I would totally give this beer... That was called a dramatic pause, by the way. 5.
And good old boy Matt.
Well, the funk and the tart are basically battling out in my mouth. And I'm the winner.
Funk and tart, would that be a fart?
Close, but no cigar. Not in my mouth. I thought the aroma for the Kriek was a little stronger, a little better. But I do like this one a lot. I give it a 4 out of 5.
We gave it a 5. Just he's a rookie.
Well, I think this was an excellent flight from Urban Family.
It was wonderful.
We hope you enjoyed this episode, and you can catch all of our episodes online as well as on SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, YouTube, Google Play, PRX, and Spreaker, our native media host. iTunes, Google Play, and our own Android app are the easiest ways to enjoy the show on your phone. Just search for Sip Suds Smokes on iTunes or in the Google Play Store.
We love your feedback, and you can always reach us online at info@sipsudsmokes.com.
Our daily tasting notes flow out on Twitter every day at Sip Suds Smoke, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news.
Hey, Kendall, why don't you tell us more about your beer blog and where to find it?
My beautiful bride, good old gal June, and myself blog about the good news of good beer at beermakes3.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Good old boy Matt, tell us about Nashville Beer Blog and where you can find you.
You can find more information about the Nashville craft beer scene in interviews with brewers and others in the brewing industry, as well as previews for local events at NashvilleBeerBlog.com, as well as all social media.
Well, on behalf of all of our guests here, I want to thank you. Good old boy Dave.
Hey, hit me up at leavethecorkin@sipsudsmokes.com.
Good old boy Matt.
Thanks for the invite.
Good old boy Kendall.
Always great to be here. Email me at kendall@sipsudsmokes.com.
Good old boy Sparky.
I'm just glad that I'm working towards the foundation of my probation, and you guys are helping me work that out. It's fantastic.
Thank goodness.
I can barely feel the ankle monitor anymore. Thank you.
Cool. This is good old gal Julieanna. You can reach me at Audio Kitty at Sip Suds Smokes, and keep on chuggling.
This has been a One Tan Hand production of Sip Suds and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see y'all next time.